How disruptive will a reduction in US flights be for travelers? Joining me now is aviation journalist Chris Sloan. Chris, first of all, if you have a flight booked in the next couple of days, what should you do?
Well, thank you again for having me on, Nick. I mean, there's a number of things you should do. I mean, first off is become very aware by checking your app or the website. Call centers are very crowded, but seeing what the status of your flight is, especially if you're in one of those smaller cities that's affected. It may not be a bad idea to delay travel if it's non-essential, or if you're in a smaller city, perhaps to drive to one of the larger hubs if it's close by. And also consider buying a backup ticket. And of course, airlines are offering refunds and waiving change fees. And if you're particularly a member of an advantage, like in a mileage program, sometimes you can buy those tickets with miles and refund them at no cost. So there's a number of things you should be doing to be aware.
And Chris, I mean, it sounds to an outsider, oh, they're just cancelling some flights. But what are the kind of medium and long-term potential impacts of this? I mean, the air traffic system is obviously a well-oiled machine that if one part starts coughing, it can spread. I mean, what could the longer-term issues be here?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. You say well-oiled machine, and it's been remarkably safe, but it's been under pressure for a long time. There's thousands of shortages of air traffic controllers, and we've seen, you remember back in May what happened in Newark, where there was ATC issues and there was technology issues and runways, and they had to cut flights. So what you're going to see, and it's going to get progressively worse, is that you're going to see more and more disruptions, more and more delays, and where the impact is really going to be felt most acutely initially are in the smaller cities where you have the regional jets, because the airlines are going to do everything they can to preserve the big hubs. But the smaller 76 passenger, 100 passenger airplane flights, instead of maybe having 3 to 4 flights from a smaller city to a larger city, that could cut to 1, or that could cut to 2, or could be removed completely. And that's kind of just for starters. So that's where you start to see the effects. And we're not even at the busy Thanksgiving period. This is a low period right now, so it's not a huge deal yet in that respect. But we're also getting that time of the year where the weather can get very severe, and you have irregular operations, and it becomes much more difficult for airlines to correct operations when crews and planes can't get in the same place. So they're really treating this like they would preemptively, like when a storm is coming, and preemptively canceling flights, except this storm happens to be affecting the entire country and could progressively get worse if this shutdown doesn't end.
And I mean, what is it, day 37 now, I believe? I mean, why is it only now really kicking in? I mean, is it the air traffic controllers? I mean, I've heard that, a number of them have been calling in sick, having to work other jobs, resigning. Is that the real issue here? It's the air traffic controllers?
Well, I mean, that's a significant part of it. I mean, as you've been reporting, correctly, they've been given partial paychecks, then reduced now down to twice of, periods of no paychecks. And though these are union-supported jobs, you can only work so long without being paid. I mean, there literally is people who there's a movement around the country in aviation world to send free meals and pizzas. This guy, Joe Preez, is leading it to feed these folks because they're exhausted, they're demoralized. They need to keep the national aero system safe. And as again, we said before, it is a huge sore spot. It has been a problem long before we got to this point, but now it's getting more and more acute. And as fewer of those people are able to show up and do their jobs effectively, because if there's an incident on people's watches, that's when the conversation changes. Something we pray doesn't happen.
Chris, I mean, you kind of equated this like a coming storm. I mean, some airlines are preparing. United, I believe, has already cancelled a couple of hundred flights sort of preemptively. And a bunch of the airlines are offering passengers like no-cost cancellations, right?
Yes. I mean, United, American, Delta, none of those carriers have been pretty clear. I mean, schedules are still in flux, just like these numbers are in flux. But for international flying, long-haul flying with the large aircraft where you may have fewer flights a day, those are being less impacted. And most airlines are saying the vast majority for now of flights won't be impacted. But, when you're talking 4%, then 5 to 6 to 10%, that becomes more significant. And so the airlines are treating this like a storm, saying, okay, we'll waive your change fees. If you want to move your date, if you cancel, all these things can happen at, no charge. And that's why, and some airlines have even encouraged people to buy additional backup tickets. And again, a hack, if you are have a loyalty program that allows you to literally use miles to buy tickets, many times you can refund those tickets to redeposit those miles without a penalty.
Nice. Good advice. Chris Sloan, thanks so much for your time.